Chapter 1, The Americas, Europe and Africa before 1492. Question answers from US History. Review questions. Question 1. Which of the following native peoples built homes in cliff dwellings that still exist? Answer A. Anasazi. Second, which culture developed the first writing system in the Western Hemisphere? Answer C. Olmec. Third, which culture developed a road system rivaling that of the Romans? Answer B. Inca. Question 4. What were the major differences between the societies of the Aztec, Inca and Maya and the native peoples of North America? Answer. The Aztec, Inca and Maya built large and advanced civilizations with big cities, strong governments, organized armies, temples and systems of tribute or taxation. They made progress in architecture, astronomy, writing, engineering and farming. Many native people of North America lived in smaller tribal groups or confederacies. Their societies were also complex, but they were usually less centralized and did not build empires as large as the Aztec or Inca. Their lifestyles depended greatly on the environment, such as forests, plains, or deserts. Question 5. The series of attempts by Christian armies to retake the Holy Lands from Muslims was known as Answer A. The Crusades. Question 6. D. Venice became wealthy trading with the East. Question 7. In 1492, the Spanish forced these two religious groups to either convert or leave. Answer A. Jews and Muslims. Question 8. How did European feudal society operate? How was this a mutually supportive system? Answer. European feudal society was based on land and loyalty. The king gave land to nobles, nobles gave land to vassals or knights, and knights promised military service and protection. Peasants and serfs worked the land and produced food. It was mutually supportive because each group depended on the others. Kings needed nobles and knights for loyalty and defense. Nobles needed peasants to work the land, and peasants depended on lords for protection. Question 9. Why did Columbus believe he could get to the Far East by sailing west? What were the problems with this plan? Answer. Columbus believed the earth was round, so he thought he could reach Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic. He also greatly underestimated the size of the earth and believed Asia was much closer than it really was. The problem was that the distance was much longer than he thought, and he did not know that the Americas lay between Europe and Asia. Question 10. The city of B. Timbuktu became a leading center for Muslim scholarship and trade. Question 11. Which of the following does not describe a form of slavery traditionally practiced in Africa? Answer D. A system in which people are enslaved permanently on account of their race. Next, critical thinking questions. Question 12. The Inca were able to control an empire that stretched from modern Colombia to southern Chile. Which of their various means for achieving such control do you think were most effective and why? Answer. I think the Inca road system was the most effective means of control. It connected distant parts of the empire and allowed the government to move soldiers, messengers, and supplies quickly. Their strong central government and record keeping system also helped, but the roads made communication and control possible over such a huge area. Question 13. How did the Olmec, Aztec, Inca, Maya, and North American natives differ in their ways of life and cultural achievements? How did their particular circumstances, geography, history, or the accomplishments of the societies that had preceded them, for example, serve to shape their particular traditions and cultures? Answer. The Olmec were one of the earliest Mesoamerican civilizations and influenced later societies through religion, art, and early writing traditions. The Maya built city-states and were known for mathematics, astronomy, writing, and calendars. The Aztec created a strong military empire centered at Tenochtitlan and relied on tribute and warfare. The Inca built a large empire in the Andes and became famous for roads, terraced farming, and organized government. North American native peoples were very diverse. Some farmed, some hunted, and some lived in permanent villages. Their societies were shaped by local environments such as forests, plains, rivers, and deserts. Geography strongly influenced all these cultures. Earlier civilizations also passed down ideas that later peoples improved and adapted. Question 14. What were the lasting effects of the Crusades? In what ways did they provide opportunities, both negative and positive, for cross cultural encounters and exchanges? Answer. The Crusades increased contact between Europe and the Muslim world. Europeans gained access to new goods, ideas, and learning, especially in science, medicine, and trade. Trade expanded, and some cities such as Venice became wealthy. However, the Crusades also caused violence, hatred, and distrust between religious groups. So, the effects were both positive and negative. They encouraged exchange and learning, but also deepened conflict. Question 15. Was race identified with slavery before the era of European exploration? Why or why not? How did slavery's association with race change the institution's character? Answer. Before European exploration, slavery generally was not based on race. People were often enslaved because of war, debt, or punishment, not because of skin color. In some societies, enslaved people could gain freedom or became part of the household. When slavery became linked with race, especially African ancestry, it changed into a harsher and more permanent system. It became hereditary, lifelong, and based on the belief that one race was inferior, which made slavery far more brutal. Question 16. What are the differences between the types of slavery traditionally practiced in Africa and the slavery that developed in the New World? How did other types of servitude, such as European serfdom, compare to slavery? Answer. Traditional slavery in Africa was usually not race based. Enslaved people were often prisoners of war, debtors, or servants, and some could earn freedom or join the family or community. In the New World, slavery became racial, permanent, hereditary, and based on chattel slavery, where people were treated as property that could be bought and sold. European serfdom was also a form of unfreedom, but serfs were tied to the land rather than owned as movable property. They had fewer rights than free people, but they were not usually bought and sold like enslaved people in the New World. So friends, we have completed all the question answers from chapter 1, the Americas, Europe and Africa before 1492. We have already studied notes, summary, key points of this chapter. You can find the link in the description and on the screen. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.